How to move from a poor grade academic performance to become first-class graduate. Many people perform badly in academic examinations and score low grades not because they are not intelligent or inherited poor brains, but simply because they do not know how to achieve high level of success and do not possess the key or the secret behind it all, which the very brilliant ones possess in abundance. There are ways to read your books and score grade A in every examination, but unfortunately, many students are not aware of them. It is either that nobody has ever taught them about these ways or that they know, but are too lazy or too busy with other things of pleasure to put them into practice. For those who are interested and anxious to excel in their studies, you have here found your El Dorado and panacea. This story of Bertrand explains it all. Bertrand was one of the class prefects at National School of Zaga. The school admits 60 students in each class and divides each class into Class A and Class B. Based on their academic performances after yearly final examinations, the first 30 students are placed in the A class while the second batch, 3160, are placed in Class B. The school management had an order that stipulate that the first student in Class A should be the class prefect, while the first student in Class B should be the prefect of the B students. At the end of the year's examinations, Bertrand occupied the 31st position, and so was appointed the prefect for Class B, while Chris, who scored the highest mark among the 60 students, was appointed the prefect of Class A. As co-prefects, Chris and Bertrand soon became very close friends. Their friendship continued to grow until they were always moving together and doing everything together, including studying their books together at the end of each day's lessons in school. At the end of the final term examinations of that year, Chris came first out of the 60 students and Bertrand came second. He had moved from the 31st position that made him the prefect of Class B to the second position because of his friendship and association with Chris. He had learnt how Chris was studying, followed his footsteps, and shot himself up to the second position. Here now lies the whole secret. This is how to become a first-class student. 1. Listen attentively to the teacher or lecturer, and do ask questions on anything you do not understand. 2. Write down the essential points that will help you remember what the teacher says. Use abbreviations to capture as much of the lecture as possible should the lecturer be too fast for you. 3. At the end of the day's lessons, read through what you were able to capture in your lecture notes to refresh your memory on all that took place in class on that school day. Do this as soon after the lectures as possible when the topics are still fresh in your brain. 4. The next thing to do is to give your brain some rest in order to refresh. This can be done through a short sleep of about 30 minutes and not longer than 1 hour. Where you find it difficult to sleep in the daytime, then you can rest or refresh your brain with music or watching the television for any program you enjoy, or listening to stories from any avenue available to you, or even reading newspapers or magazines or novels that contain thrilling news or stories. 5. During your normal time for studies, then carefully and thoroughly read through the lectures. 6. As you study your lecture notes, jot down certain things that will always help you remember the notes you have taken. You can use letters to form words that will lead you into the broader notes. Memorize the words you have formed to enable you remember them when needed. You can also use names of persons you know and tag them with portions of your lecture notes so that when you mention the names of such persons, you visualize the full contents of the lecture. You can also use phrases or names of objects or places to tag portions of these lectures. Such names, when recalled, will easily lead you to the entire topic, which you can easily expand in examination halls and end up repeating all you captured during lectures and score grade. 7. Next move is to read books on the lecture topics to widen your knowledge. 8. Finally, read and reread these lecture notes from time to time. The more you read them, the more the contents sink deeper and deeper into your brain and become part of you. As you practice all what has been said here, you are on your way to scoring A grades in all your examinations and end up a first-class graduate.